Like, if that was anyone else, I'd be going, you're a bit of a knobhead, mate. But it was just Gazza. I was like, you can lean on you can have my car. You can have my girlfriend. Go home. Take my house.
The wonderful world of sporting memorabilia, where grown adults go to collect boots, shirts, cards, and various other items. They treasure these items like members of their own family in the hope that one day they'll be of some value. Kick and Collect will look at this fandom and the reasons behind why they do it. Do they have any value? Where do you go to get David Beckham's old boots? And does that 1994 Fiorentina shirt really give you any status? Our first look into this popular lifestyle will be with a man that's very, very tall, has a very successful podcast and is incredibly funny. No, it's not Peter Crouch. We didn't have the budget for him, so I asked my mate JaackMaate if he'd do it instead. Jack has over 1.4 million subscribers on YouTube and hosts the immensely popular Happy Hour podcast. He also collects shirts, cards, stickers, and parts of football boots apparently, but more on that later. How much is a man who slagged off a YouTuber for selling a calendar for 50 quid willing to pay for a card with Mark Noble's face on it? Let's go and have a look at Jack's items and find out. So Jack, thanks so much for inviting us into your home, your new home.
Yeah, didn't invite you, but you asked.
Right. Well, thanks for inviting us. Why did you originally, and how did you originally get into like the collecting game? I know it's mainly cards you do, but you do have some shirts as well.
Lockdown. Right. I was bored. Had a little bit of sort of disposable income, so I thought I'll just get into. I've always loved collecting cards, match attacks, shootouts, stuff like that.
Football as a whole, was that your dad that got you into that?
He's a West Ham fan, been a West Ham fan his whole life, so I didn't have a choice. I think I was 3 months old when he put a West Ham beanie hat on my head, and then it was all downhill from there.
Yeah.
And now obviously I work with the club, so
amazing.
Dream come true.
I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about that later on. Should we go have a look at some of your collection?
Yeah, even if you don't let me talk about it, I probably will.
Yeah, you do like to talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's go and have a look at some of your stuff.
Got a job at West Ham. Let's go have a look.
So Jack, we're in your little streaming office space here. I say a bit patronising to say little. Yeah, your big massive mansion office. Should we have a little look at some of your items? Should we start with most valuable?
Yeah.
You've got some cards laid out here.
I haven't shown anyone these before.
Okay.
Because I'm a little bit worried that it does make me a bit nerdy.
Don't worry about that. Well, let's see actually first.
Let's go through them. What do you want to see, Alfie?
So what's this one here on the end?
Okay, well, I'm not going to show you that one yet.
Oh, really?
Teaser. Keep them involved.
The king of
It's all
content.
about retention, Alfie.
Is it? Okay, I'm learning.
We'll go for this one. Oh, I just pulled that out of the back.
Wow, okay, so explain to us what this means.
Okay, so this is an Erling Haaland, but you know football. Who does he play for?
Dortmund.
Yeah, well, look what kit he's in there. Salzburg.
Okay.
Right, so this is one of his early kits. So basically, these are collectible cards. I got into these about 2-3 years ago, and I found out pretty early on that what you want is the rookie cards, okay? That's what have the most value. This isn't a rookie card.
Okay.
But it's one of the older ones because obviously he's in an old kit, so that holds more value. Because if you think, the print run of them would have been a lot less than like all the cards that are coming out now. There's so many of them in Dortmund kits.
Yeah.
Do you know about PSA and stuff?
No, so do you want to explain about what all of that means?
You're going to put me under pressure here. PSA are like a grading service. They're like the most popular grading service in the world.
Yeah.
Like for example, I don't know the times and that, and the comments probably going to call me out on this, but I think they're backlogged for about a year now. So if you send them your cards, you probably are, unless you pay for like the express service, they're not going to be able to grade them for about a year.
Okay.
And what they do is they get like a magnifying glass, and they have all of these different criteria to rate basically the condition of the cards. So they go on, they judge the corners. They judge how central the printing is, obviously the card condition itself, whether there's any scratches, and they've this one has obviously been sent to them, and they've returned it as a mint 9, so it's not quite a 10. If you can get a card, any decent card in a 10 is always going to increase the value.
Okay.
If it comes back 7 or less, people don't really care. Sometimes they even break them out of the case again if they come back as a 7, because it just devalues it, if anything.
I see that you've got some with patches in.
Do this one.
Right, so what's this card here? Don't know if the camera can see it. That's a Vincent Kompany. There's something in it?
Yeah, that is a little patch of his boot, Alfie.
What? What, so some kit man's gone cut up his boots and stuck it in a card?
I don't think that's the kit man's job. I think what he's done is he's probably given that to Panini, and they've done it. So it says, the enclosed match-worn material is guaranteed by Panini. So, yeah, he would have just donated them a boot.
That is amazing. So it's a bit of a boot that he's actually worn in a City game?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I mean, being completely honest, it could have just been a friendly. It's not necessarily the boot that he used to score the league-winning goal against Leicester or wherever it was. But
you could tell people that, though.
Yeah, this is the boot that he used to score the league-winning goal against Leicester or whoever it was. Yeah, I don't even know if it was Leicester, but yeah, it's pretty nuts, isn't it? Because like you can see like the little what is it called? The indentation on there, the little bumps and stuff. It's
that is amazing. So I can really see, as a football fan, the sentimental value in having something like that.
Yeah.
Because that's just so cool. Like a bit of his boot.
Yeah, Man City fans will go crazy for that.
Yeah. So it has a little number here. What does that mean?
Oh, okay. So that's what really drew me to football cards in the first place. So you remember as kids, you'd get the match attacks, the shootout cards, stuff like that. I have got folders and folders and folders of complete books, right? But I lost the love for it because I'm a bit of a nerd in terms of I like having rare stuff. I like having stuff, maybe you're the only one who has that.
Yeah.
And then I found these kind of more sort of like luxury cards, and they're numbered, which means there's only 99 of these in the world.
Right. And you've got...
Number 78. So,
that is cool.
So whether he donated 1 boot, 2 boots, 3 boots, they'd have chopped them up and spread them across 99 cards.
So the lower the number on the right, the more valuable it is?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I see you do actually have a Declan Rice there. That is a rookie.
That is a rookie card, yeah. So have a look at that. It's got the RC logo in the corner.
So the RC there proves it's a rookie card.
Yeah.
And it's...
Should be numbered.
2 of 25.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so this has got to be worth a fair amount of money.
It's probably worth more to me than it is on the market, sort of thing. I think I paid £210 for this.
Okay.
But if you think it's not a patch, it's not an autograph, it's just a card. So that's quite high.
And that's something you probably wouldn't sell then?
Probably not, unless he goes to Man United. Then I probably would for £1. So don't go, Declan. Okay.
Your £210 card is going to make him stay at West Ham. 100%, mate. 100%.
Yeah, but I absolutely love him.
So this item this is something that I really, really want to talk about. Yeah. I think, to me, this is probably your coolest item. Can you just explain?
Yeah, this is my most treasured item.
Yeah.
And something I would never sell. This is Bobby Moore's autograph. So obviously not a collectible card, just his autograph on a bit of paper, but it has been PSA verified. So like I was saying at the start, the big authenticators based in the US have had this in hand, and I don't know what checks they're going to make sure that that's a real one. Yeah. If you put that number into PSA, it basically tells you it's a real, authentic Bobby Moore autograph, and obviously, keep saying it, big West Ham fan. He is the GOAT, obviously the England captain when we won the World Cup in 1966. So I think the value of this will always be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a legend. Yeah.
It's like Maradona obviously recently passed away about a year ago, and all of his value, all of his autos went up because, I know it sounds a bit morbid, but once they die, there's never going to be any more of them. They can't sign any more. So that was the only Bobby Moore autograph I'd seen on eBay, and I stayed up all night to make sure I won that bid.
And do you mind me ask how much you paid for that one?
£650.
Wow.
For that.
So that seems like a lot of money to someone like me, but for something signed by a legend, it's a pretty good little deal.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think I used eBay bidders will frown at me at this, but you can use these websites called eBay snipes. Do you know what they are?
No, right. That does sound nerdy.
It's legal though. It's legal. It's basically a bot, and you can put in your eBay number, and it will just bid. You put what your max bid is you're willing to spend on the item, and whoever bids up until the very last nanosecond, it will increase the bid and you'll win it.
Right.
Unless they're willing to go higher than what you input.
Amazing.
Yeah, so that's why that's how I won that.
And would you say that's maybe your most sentimental item that you own then?
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever sell it, yeah. I think my kid will end up getting that.
So you previously mentioned you got a shirt from Declan Rice. We can have a look at it now.
My best mate, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's here.
Yeah.
So he's put 2 Jacks, double A's as well, which I really rate.
That's
like,
really. I think he is a bit of a YouTube fan because when he did a shoot with Chris MD, he was sort of talking about his free kicks and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Theo Baker said that when he played in the Wembley Cup, Baker had this shot that went like over that didn't even make the highlight reel. And when he met Rice knew about that shot.
Wow.
So it was like, it's so weird how you know that much. But you got to think, like, I'm almost 29, right? What's Rice, 22? So it's weird, isn't it? Because he is that demographic of the YouTube fan, which is nuts. So the next one.
Right, okay. Mark Noble, as an Ipswich fan, this is quite cool to me as well. He came on loan to us, scored 1 goal.
I cannot believe you're clinging on to that.
Brilliant player.
He's a one-man club, but for some reason
the stats don't tell a similar story. So.
Oh, I just called him a one-man club, didn't I? I meant he's a one-club man. God, I'm getting all giddy over my shirts. This one is quite painful because I bought it.
Oh, right, okay.
All my shirts, I think, have like some kind of connection to me. So a lot of the players I've been lucky enough to interview and they've given me the shirts. Noble was the only one that I actually hadn't met and I just bought. But since getting that, I have met him, shot a few videos for West Ham with him. So I kind of can claim in a way that I met him. And
he would have given you the shirt.
He would have given me a shirt.
Of course he would.
He would have given me a shirt.
What's Mark like?
Absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
He did feed me a pig in blanket.
Okay.
Which is up there, one of my best moments ever.
Yeah.
I remember calling my dad up after and go, Dad, I've done a video with Mark Noble. And he went, that's quality, what is he like? I went, yeah, he force-fed me a pig in blanket. And my dad loved him even more. Even more.
Every boyhood dream. Getting force-fed a pig in blanket by Mark Noble.
I think I spent 200 quid on it and then like another 100 quid for the framing. So nothing like too crazy, I guess.
But it's signed as well.
It is signed as well. Yeah.
That is amazing.
And obviously he's not going to be with us much longer. He's not going to die. He's retiring. But no, love him.
West Ham history there.
Yeah.
This one I'm very, very excited about. J-Lings. I didn't realise he actually has J... Did you get that printed? Or he surely does not have J-Lings on the back of his actual shirt.
I got that printed.
Right, okay. Thank goodness.
A little backstory on this is he joined West Ham on loan middle of last season. And I basically tweeted saying if J-Lings, because he scored 2 in his debut, and I'll be honest, I didn't think he was going to do much at West Ham. Right? So after he scored 2, I said if J-Lings scores 9 goals between now and the end of the season, I will get the J-Lings logo tattooed on me. And he did. He scored exactly 9. Then he just stopped scoring. So I'm not going to say that was his only incentive, but it does seem that way. And then in the end, I said, why don't you come down and do the tattoo yourself? So he did. Jesse Lingard did tattoo that logo on my leg, and I thought ahead and got a J-Lings shirt printed and asked for time.
I think you know what the next question's going to be.
I'm probably not going to do that.
You're probably going to have to show us.
Oh, God. So it should be here somewhere. There we go. And then he signed it underneath.
I mean, it's not awful, is it?
It's, for somebody who had never done a tattoo before, I think he's done all right there.
It's not your worst tattoo either. Well, I won't make you get your chest out, but...
And then I'll show you my last one.
Yeah,
Alf.
the big one.
The big one, the big boy.
Wow.
The Gaza. Paul Gascoigne. Absolute hero. Probably, arguably, England's greatest ever player. Almost sort of skillful, sexy player. You know?
Oh, yeah. Very sexy player. There's sort of not another player that plays like him, is there? No. He's his own style.
Like... If he picks up a bit, maybe Grealish.
True.
Of Gaza in him.
But
Gaza's one of a kind. We'll never ever see someone like that again, I don't think.
And tell us a story behind why you have this shirt.
I did a series for Sport Bible called The Social, in which we interviewed a number of guests and people like Joe Hart, Akim Fenwa, people like that. Just interesting, Micah Richards. And then we did a Euros special. And I remember going to work one day and they were like, next week, we've got a big name. And they wouldn't tell me who it was.
Wow.
And I had no idea. I thought, like, no disrespect, I thought it was going to be someone like Michael Owen or someone still quality. But like, I did not think it would be the GOAT Paul Gascoigne.
Yeah.
So I got to sit down with him for about 4 or 5 hours over the course of the day. And he signed this to me at the end. So when I turned up, I parked outside the studio on the road, and he's got a fag on, and he just comes, and I'm like, fuck, Gaza. And he just comes over and just leans on my car while he's smoking, and I don't care, like, you do what you want. And then his agent went, Paul, you can't just lean on people's cars. And he just went, no? carried on. And I was like, but not in an arrogant way. Like, if that was anyone else, I'd be going, you're a bit of a knobhead, mate. But it was just Gaza. I was like, you can lean on you can have my car. You can have my girlfriend. Go home. Take my house. You're Paul Gascoigne. So yeah, that was another real proud moment for me and my dad as well.
Yeah, amazing. So you've got we've seen in the other room, you've got a massive collection of shirts, cards. If you were to ballpark, add it all up, what do you reckon the total value of your collection is?
Probably less than what I paid for them.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know what you've paid overall?
I reckon I probably paid 20,000.
20,000?
Yeah, but a lot of my stuff is sentimental to me. And as I've mentioned previously, I buy a lot of West Ham stuff that doesn't hold value. So
Yeah.
you'll probably for this series, you might go on to interview people with massive collections, people that flip and make a lot of money. That's not my intention. Mine is to buy stuff that means a lot to me.
Right, so Jack, before we let you go, I want to ask you, money's no object,
Yeah.
and sort of like reality's no object. It doesn't have to exist. What would your dream item be if you could dream something up?
I think it would have to be a match-worn shirt.
Yeah.
Because they're really special. And I'm going to be a bit boring here. You probably don't want to hear this, but I'd probably go for a match-worn Mark Noble.
Really?
Yeah, just because... Or a Decanio.
Match-worn Decanio would be cool.
Yeah.
Is there any particular Mark Noble game you could think of that you'd like?
I quite like the one, maybe... Well, obviously the debut would always be phenomenal, but he's definitely not given that to anyone, let alone
probably
me.
on his wall.
Yeah. But maybe his testimonial. Again, another one that he's not given to me.
But money's no object, reality's no object. Mark Noble's debut West Ham top's not bad.
Every single one of his shirts, ever.
Okay.
All 400, and however many it's been, 50.
No, you've ruined it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Just on a rail, and they all look exactly the same. And you come round, we do another episode of this, just a 12-hour live stream of me just talking about every single one. That's what I want. That's my answer. Can you make that happen?
Probably not.
No? All right, in which case, an authentic Mark Noble chewed pig in blanket.
Cool. Right, you can regurgitate that on your own time.